Hello everybody, I'm Prince Mara and welcome back to my channel. As I promised you, today we are going to do a tutorial for the DV lottery submission entry. So let's get started. Here is the website. As you can see, it's welcoming all the applicant electronic diversity visa program. Let's just take a quick check in the website itself and let's get to know it. At the top, as you can see, the header is welcoming everybody. In this first section is telling us when is the DV24 starting and when is it finishing. Go down, we have the entry instruction, and then you have photo instructions, and then you have at the end entry form. Entry form, that means to start applying or submitting your entry for DV 2024. For DV 2024, the result will be here on May 6, 2023. It's always like this. You submit your entry in October to November and the result is out in May, and you will find out if you win or not. I hope you surely win. So we go here, begin. Assuming that we have our pictures ready and all our informations written, ready and prepared. Here in the top right, you can see it says estimated burden 30 minutes. So you have around 30 minutes, and usually if you even take more than 10 to 15 minutes, the website collapse, the website disconnect. First we have to pass through the captcha. We go submit. So as you can see right here, the DV program is about 2 pages or 2 parts. Part 1, entrance information. Entrance of information means you as an applicant, your main information, whether you are married or single. This page or this part is the first part that you are going to apply. So let's go one by one through them and explain how can we submit our entry. Here in this first section, it says name, last name or family name, however you call it, and then first name and middle name. For people who have only 2 names, you can just hit, like some people have only first name and last name. So when you come to middle name, you can just say middle name, no middle name, and then you can see it doesn't give you any option, so you can just write your first name and your family name. In gender, that's very specific, very clear. There are only 2 genders, so you need to choose your gender, whether you are male or a female. Third, you have birth date. Your birth date has to be in month, day and year form. This is how you need to apply for your DV lottery. City where you were born. Pay attention, it says enter birth city only, just your birth city. So if you are born in Cairo, just write Cairo. Country where you were born. Country where you were born. It doesn't matter what passport do you hold today, you just need to write the country where you were born. This is what defines your eligibility, usually, not all the time. And then the most important here, this is a very critical section to choose the country that you are representing to enter the DV lottery. In most cases, I repeat, I say in most cases, your country of eligibility is the same as your country of birth. Then we go to entrance photograph. In this place, you have to choose your prepared photograph. The website usually rejects any photo that is not following requirement, and even if you pass, this might in some case cause you problem. of disqualifying before the draw or having troubles or issues with the at your visa interview. So be careful to choose exactly the correct size and resolution of your DV photo requirements. Mailing address of this is your physical address, your house, street, and whatever. This is your physical address. Here we go. Address line 1. It must be written. Address line 2 is optional. Then you have to write the city, district. You need to find or write your postal code, or they call it zip code. If you don't know it, or in some cases there are many countries that don't really have a specific zip code, you can just say no postal code, and then you choose your country, the country that this address belong to, and then you go to country where you live today. This might sound silly, but it's very important. If I have to be honest, it says country where you live today. I'm in Niger today, so I have to choose Niger as the country where I live today. It doesn't change anything. It's just you being honest with what you do. Phone number is the phone number that you use, easy as that. And then email address. You can notice that you are required to write twice your email address, because email in DV lottery is very important. What is the highest level of education you have achieved as of today? Now there is a small instruction down. It says you must you must have at least a high school diploma, a minimum high school diploma reflecting the completion of full course of study. So you must have at least high school diploma to be qualified. If you don't have it, please don't just waste other people's chances. What is your current marital status? Easy. Married, divorced, widow, or legally separated. If you are married, there are two choices. First choice said if your spouse, your wife or husband are not U.S. citizen and not U.S. green card holders, or if they are U.S. citizen and then lawful permanent resident. And then the number of children. Please include all your living children under 21 years of age and unmarried. Failing to do that will surely cause you big issues, even if you are selected. And then this is after filing this, you hit continue. If you are single, you have no wife and no children, part 1 is only what you need to file for your DV lottery. This page is just for reviewing your information. You just make sure everything you type is correct, and then when you go down, you have this green button. It says submit, so you can submit your entry, and then you will receive your confirmation number. I'm going to go back, and this is a tutorial, and then choose the option of married man or married woman with kids. So after putting all my information, I'm going down to choose right here. I'm going to say I'm married and I have just one child. Done, and then continue. I chose one child because it doesn't matter whether you have one or two, all the informations are the same. For it will just ask you child number 1, number 2, number until whatever number you have. So as you can see, if you are married, you have part 2. Part 2 says derivatives. Derivatives are your wives and your wife or wives and your children. It doesn't matter how many there are, you must include them. Start with the spouse's full name as it's written here, and then birth date, gender, and their birth city and country of birth. And then don't forget to choose correctly their photo. Then fill in all your children information. If you have more than one child, fill in the infos one by one. It has all the same. It will be asking all the same, and choose correctly all their photos also. Then after you are all done with your kids information, hit the continue button. Now here you have part 1 and part 2. Part 1, just this is the reviewing your information before you submit. Part 1, entering information, the main person who is entering your information all written. And then you have part 2, derivatives, spouse and children. When you check and your information are all correct, then now you have to submit your application. Hit the green submit button if all your infos are correct and submit your entry. Choose go back to part 1 or go back to part 2 if there are any corrections in your information or your spouse or your children that you need to correct, or just hit cancel entry if you don't wish to apply for the DV lottery. It's your choice.